Greetings, geeks. Welcome to episode 547 of Geeks in Space. This is They Live. I am Rob Commander Taco Malda, and joining me today, obeying our masters, we have Chris DeBona. Rob Roseboom. Nate Ostendorp. Everybody bring their bubble gum because it's gonna get fun. Okay, so I watched this movie also at the beginning of quarantine for the first time, I think, ever. Yeah, I didn't see this as a kid.
For sure.
I am honored to have introduced you to it. That's amazing.
Thank you, Chris DeBona.
Wow.
It is, I mean, okay, it's not at the top of Mr. Carpenter's
oeuvre.
But as far as having modern day, I'm not going to say relevance, but prescience, like all the QAnon just is transcribing this.
Absolutely. When
totally.
you said that the other day, I was like, he's really, someone was just like, they're watching They Live. They're like, I'm going to mess with the world. You know?
Because we have adrenal glands, we got controlling lizards. There's no pedophilia, I guess, right?
Signals coming out of TVs when they're off.
Yeah. Also.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
This may not be his best, right? But I kind of feel like this movie is just so much fun. Yeah. It's like a great double episode of The Twilight Zone or something, you know? And again, it's one of the things I appreciate about the movies in the 80s, right? This was before everyone decided you needed a 3-hour opus about stuff, or you needed, multiple seasons to tell a story. All of these movies are like 90 minutes. Here we are. We got to get you as little and as much backstory as you need to tell the story. And here we are.
Yeah. It's just incredibly efficient. So the only reason I
Except
said
for the part in the middle where it is not efficient for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. So the only thing I said is at 1:23 was this was so evocative of me of the beginning and ending of the Incredible Hulk TV show that the first time I saw it, the first time I saw him walking along the tracks and hoboing around, I was like, this is Bruce Banner pre-Hulk.
It's funny that you say
so
that.
Good.
It's funny that you say that. I thought the exact same thing when I saw it the first time. I was like, oh, this looks a lot like the Hulk.
Yeah.
Just need that music.
Exactly. And it's my understanding that the music was done by Carpenter too. So.
Yeah,
that's his jam, man.
So I have absolutely no desire ever to live in a big city, right? As opposed to the country. But this is one thing that I do like about big cities. Street
Mexicans?
preachers. Street preachers. They are fantastic. They were among my favorite people when I went to MSU, and they would yell at us about how we were going to hell because we drank and believed in science. Street preachers are fantastic.
Yeah. Okay. You gotta hit play for.
And I never grow old. And I never die.
So that is a direct quote from Cocoon, where Wilford Brimley, as the old guy says, well, you're never going to get old and you're never going to die, And Cocoon came out like 2 years before this or 3 years before this. So I am convinced that Carpenter's like, I'm using it, when that came out. That's all. So.
I also would like to point out that during that sequence, we did have one of the, 500,000 times that you heard dun 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 dun
Dun, dun,
dun 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 dun. No, not even that much. Because this wasn't, I thought Morricone or there was somebody famous on this too.
And Ennio Morricone?
Yeah, so there's somebody famous on the soundtrack, man. Look it up.
There we
Really?
go.
Wow.
I just wanted to point out this movie was so far ahead of its time that the co-stars socially distanced throughout the beginning. Because
Yeah.
there's this weird scene where they're just 10 feet apart walking through the city.
And he's got an axe on his belt or something. It's just
And he's wearing
Keith
a purple
David.
tank top. Yeah.
He accessorizes just like an expert.
I don't
Like,
recall
whoever dressed this guy.
I don't recall
just
what the
amazing.
exact dialogue is here, but the exact dialogue is actually really charming too, as far as like setting up these characters as like tough guys, like I don't go anywhere without anybody I haven't followed or whatever. The lines of these, it's really, I'm not gonna say charming, but it's efficient.
I don't go anywhere with someone following me, and he says I don't follow anyone unless I know where they're going.
There you go. But I like that it's like two men chest bumping kinda, but like in a nice way kinda. I don't know. I like that moment.
They're gonna be friends.
Yeah.
But not in a non-manly way.
So the only thing, especially about an hour and 10 minutes into the or 58 minutes.
Yeah. So the thing I wanted to point out here is again Keith David's accessories. So he's got a pocket spoon and knife, and probably a fork in there. Mm-hmm. And I totally admire this. When we would eat at the buffet cafe line at work, I would just pocket my spoon and my fork and my knife, and it was a fine place to put it. So I admire that. It's a man who cares about his spoon.
So this is the first sort of conspiracy blurb that we get. And like instantaneously, I had no priors coming into this movie, and instantaneously I'm just like, oh, this is where QAnon got it from. Like,
we are anonymous.
Yep. Like impulses are coming through the TV and like signals coming from space.
Yeah, and remember, this was 3 years after Max Headroom, so the whole world was primed to be like, "Oh, where's the guy in the TV who's weird and controlling me?" And, All right, just hit play.
Somebody please explain to me what the hell that's all about.
Just that idiot licking his nuts again.
So I love Buck Flower. That guy, he's got the best lines. I love his voice. I love everything about him. I love that he's in this movie. I love it when he was the bum in Back to the Future. I mean, if you look at his IMDb page, it's just like one line, maybe two, but he just owns it every single time. I love that guy. That's all.
That's one of my favorite parts of Hollywood is those that guys.
Yeah. He's like Steve Blowski
Yeah, he's like, he is a beautiful set piece. He's not going to be your leading man, but you have him in for color, and it's going to be great.
Yeah. Oh, right, yeah.
Leave it alone, man. It ain't none of my business, ain't none of yours.
Yeah, but our boy Gilbert's in there helping him.
Yeah, so I was just like, Keith David's motivations, they ebbed and flowed so strangely. It was just really poorly written. It's like one minute it's like, hey, I ain't going anywhere near that, to, hey, I'm going to take this guy under my wing, to, let's fight. Oh, now I'm wearing the glasses. Okay, it's, yeah.
White lines in the middle of the road. It's the worst place to drive.
What?
It doesn't land. It's weird.
This movie is filled with there must be 50 one-liners like that, and 20 of them are good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Totally.
And even some of them that are good are badly delivered.
Oh yeah.
I just like that a paddy wagon rolls up with Scientific Investigation Division, and so this is the science cops. Like,
yeah.
Hold on, let me get our PhD out. He's going to beat the shit out of you.
Well, I mean, they're going to blind each other with the science.
They're going to be titrating all kinds of stuff back there later.
Totally. We're applying the scientific method. first, let's establish our hypothesis.
All right, we're jumping away, so I'll leave some frames if anybody wants to pipe in.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we're going to 31. Wow.
There's a lot to set up in this movie before they actually get to the thing.
Yeah.
So these are the famous sunglasses. So in 1986, there was a line of sunglasses sold in mall kiosks and on TV late at night with infomercials called blue blockers. And I'm just picturing this guy like cracking open this box going, it's a bunch of crappy sunglasses. What was all the trouble for?
Well, and the problem is he's never going to get croquis in the right colors to match his ensemble.
And he's such a croquis guy.
He
right?
looks like
such a croquis head, you know? That's a really good call, Rob Malda. I never would have called that.
And here it is.
And, yeah, like honestly, if I saw that, on a building somewhere, I'd be like, oh, okay, it's the obey sign. Like, whatever.
Right? It's just Shepherd Ferry's in town.
Yep.
Undoubtedly, that's a new kind of soft drink. Or vitamin water.
Well,
Obey your body.
So Rob is not wrong. Shepherd Ferry got to start by doing the Andre the Giant obey, and that obey came from this. So I mean, there is a you can draw that exact line over to this.
Of course. I don't know. I feel like I went to the App Store to try to download Obey.
It's an AR app now.
I assume they recently, having declared unicorn status, they're probably on their way to filing their S1. Let's see. I am lost again. There we go. So this is honestly, this whole sequence of the movie is by far my favorite part. Just like the curtains coming down and the shenanigans and the reveals.
Go ahead.
Oh no, this is. I think you had this, Mark.
Yeah, no. So if you go back to 34, 39 exactly. So the book over his left shoulder. Edgar Cayce on ESP, and the one beneath it. So Edgar Cayce on ESP is a Christian psychic talking about ESP. And he was kind of a cult leader-y guy in Los Angeles at the time. And underneath it is a book about the Hillside Strangler. Now, this could be just coincidence, right? But I just thought it was really something. And then you had Golf Magazine saying, let TV teach you. I think these were all chosen very specifically for the movie.
This was my favorite call out, so I put it in there. I love that the money is just all labeled as your god.
Yep. It's fun. I think it must be really fun as an artist to like just be able to be, because like a good filmmaker is doing, they're telling you this is your god, as financial exchanges are occurring. It must be just gleeful as a child, like childlike as a filmmaker, to get to just literally say this sort of thing. Like, I don't know. I think like making an entire movie that's all green. You can't do it. You can't make a movie that's all green. But like that's a childish thing to do. This is childish, and it works. It works so well. And also, I'm gonna have my right eye fall out of my head. This gets the all of these obey images and stuff show up in meme culture just constantly too. The faces, the skeleton faces, this imagery is really resonant.
Yeah, this movie has been parodied how many times throughout pop culture?
Mm-hmm.
See, I take these glasses off. She looks like a regular person, doesn't she, huh? Put them back on. Formaldehyde face. That's what we got.
There you go.
So I just said, and that's the plot.
You did it. 38-minute mark. I think what is it? Save the Cat would have had him do it, maybe like 10 pages earlier, but
it's just so good. This one, she's okay. This one, real effing ugly.
Oh no.
You got one more minute yet.
Oh, was I ahead?
41:30.
Yeah.
I failed. Well, we got to watch a dude shoot a dude. That's pretty crazy.
Line of the movie.
Here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
There it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I had no idea that line came from this movie, so I was
Yeah.
Oh, really?
punched when I saw it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of the lines that really landed. You know,
Transcended. That's
Yeah.
this movie's alrighty then.
Yeah.
So this, you see it and it's like, oh, it's a little mini flying saucer with a camera, and yeah, again, prescience.
Yeah.
Today you're just like, oh yeah, no, those exist. If you saw those in a city, you'd be like,
Yeah.
oh, some guy has his drone out.
Half of the people in this call do that sometimes. Yeah, although I'm not exactly sure about the language on the right-hand side. That guy might need to install an update or something.
Yeah, that's a font pack that you don't have installed right there. Oh,
So I love this. This happens earlier in the movie too. This is the riot police, and they never arrive in a truck. They're just constantly jogging everywhere around the city. So I think there's just, like 4 units of riot police who are just constantly jogging everywhere through the city.
marathoners.
Yep.
Yeah.
Always in motion.
And we meet Holly, who is being held captive, but has some sympathy until this moment, where she reveals she has basically Assassin's Creed level skills. Yep, approximately 2 seconds to dispatch with this guy.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm kind of jealous that you guys got to watch this for the first time, because so many of those scenes are just out of nowhere, 2 seconds on film.
Yep.
So choice, so good, you know. Oh, the other thing I said here is this is the same bridge from Night of the Comet.
Huh. Popular filming spot.
Yep.
Oh boy.
And so begins the longest alley fight scene in cinema history.
Between
For
the good guys.
For the next 5.5 minutes, he is going to try to get the other man to wear sunglasses.
Accessorize, damn it.
The other guy is not having it.
Oh, no. On the ground.
So
they both pass out. They both get hit in the genitals.
They do it again. More.
Oh, it's so good. The thing about this fight is, and I was not really a wrestling fan as a kid, right? And this is the golden age of wrestling. And there are so many head wounds, smacks that are literal career enders, concussions, just unending. I put on at 59:09, Rob,
Yes.
the 5 knees to Roddy Piper's testicles. You should let it play.
59:09.
One. Two.
And just airdropped them too.
Oh,
Yeah. You got the end of it. But yeah, it's just there's so many injuries. There's this thing where Keith David hits him and his head bounces into the concrete. And I'm just one of those is brain damage for life.
For
right?
sure. But here's the end of this, right? This is a 7-minute fight.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Man, that's unfortunate. Because maybe that's something that if you paid your ticket, I paid to see Roddy Piper, I better see 7 solid minutes of wrestling. Is that the mindset?
True. Yeah.
Oh, we have to go back to
45.
101:45.
Yeah.
just for the second best line in the movie. Play it.
Brother, life's a bitch. She's back in heat.
Wow.
Yeah.
You don't get to make movies like this anymore.
Well, and also, you know, Keith David, after this big long fight, seeing the world was being taken over by aliens, then he's like, you were just waiting to say that, right? Over the last 10 minutes.
Been saving that the whole damn time.
Saving it up.
Ever since you flipped me over onto that truck.
Morning, I woke up, got my box of sunglasses, and thought, this is what I'm going to say to my friend when he puts them on.
Yeah. All right. So before you hit play, I want you to watch what he does with his hand over his heart. It is clearly a sign and a signal, and I don't know what it is. So hit it. That's it. And it's like, what is that?
It's like a primitive version of, you know, the thing where you show the circle down below, like your waist or whatever, and that means you lost. You know what I'm talking about?
I was thinking like a hobo Wi-Fi sign kind of thing, or a hobo sign, you know. But
So go forward 7 seconds. My timestamps got moved around by someone.
Not me.
Yeah,
I tried not to.
Anyway, I just wanted to point out how this has to be every hotel clerk's worst nightmare, right? These two dudes show up and ask for a room. You know there's going to be drama.
Yeah.
You know something bad's going to happen.
There's going to be a damage bill at the very least.
For sure.
Or new sheets.
But look, man, to his credit, he don't judge. Those are just two incredibly beaten giant men who want a hotel room. And there's no way they're going to keep beating each other up in my hotel.
One room.
One room. Maybe he could do like the nice thing, like upgrade them to the 2 rooms with the door in the middle. Get a little bit of Switzerland in there. All right, where am I going?
322.
Face only a mother could love for sure.
Ain't love grand. Why? It doesn't work. Don't stop with the lines.
I mean, I think Roddy is not so much a talker as much as a doer. Like, he speaks with his fists.
And his face. And his balls.
And a lot of knees to the crotch.
Yeah.
Well, they ain't from Cleveland.
Look, man, I don't need that kind of shit.
Where did they come from? Well, they ain't from Cleveland.
Oh, did I miss?
There's a meeting tonight. Be at this address, 11 o'clock.
That was the wrong one.
Hey, brothers. There's something new going down.
So I remembered this guy from the first time I saw it. He is such a classic John Carpenter extra. Him and another guy coming up. I think he's in every John Carpenter movie. He must be his cousin. You know.
It'd be all right to be John Carpenter's cousin, man. You get to be in his movies.
Yeah, right.
Show up on set for a couple of days. It'd be all right.
Sure.
So just play it here.
Why are they here? It's in their best interests. They're free enterprises.
It's in their best
I
interests.
love that. That's where you learn that they're just, free market aliens. That's all.
Yeah, exactly.
They're in it for the cash.
Capitalism, man.
Really, they're on the gold standard.
And you know that this guy is, of course, in charge of security because he used to be a repo man, if you recognize him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why he's got the expensive watch.
Also, all the obey signs are generic. They couldn't afford fonts.
Yep.
Okay, so here, just play that there.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
See, there's no love so pure as that between a kidnapper and his kidnappee, right? I mean, because up until this point, right, that's their entire relationship. He kidnapped her one day, and she threw him out a window.
Are you okay?
It's hard to resist the raw animal magnetism of a professional wrestler. They just they gain something through those battles.
Yeah. So just play this for 2 seconds.
Totally.
That's basically Keith David using Rowdy Piper as a shield.
Yep.
He's like,
no,
no.
You think you're going to use him for some sort of word generation system?
It is also interesting that the riot police with shotguns are standing with shotguns and shield behind two dudes. You know?
Human shields in front of your shields.
Yeah. Just.
No. So this is where I felt like I got reminded that this is a Carpenter movie, because there are a number of sort of splat scenes where you have people getting, butchered. And I'm like, oh, okay, good. It's a John Carpenter movie.
Although it's definitely John Carpenter on a little bit more of a, I don't know if it's a budget, I don't know what it is, but this movie was, well, I guess the last scene has some special effects in it, but pretty cheap.
$3 million, I think.
$3 million.
So if you go forward 3 seconds, that's the guy from maybe back 1 second more. There, the guy in the middle. Oh, okay. So that's the guy from Die Hard, the one who was eating the M&Ms while waiting in the lobby. So another John Carpenter regular. Love that guy.
And Big Trouble in Little China.
And Big Trouble in Little China. Good eye, Mr. Rosebaum. Well done. Yes.
This is the same alley.
Yeah.
Frank. What? Frank. What? Get set to switch.
I loved that scene when I was younger. It was so funny. This is where they zap down into the underworld.
Right. And things now are officially awesome. We have cool alien fonts. They have their own language.
And they have these intercoms, which are, according to the Ghostbusters wiki, this is the legitimate PKE meter prop from the Ghostbusters movie.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Maybe it's part of the same cinematic universe.
That would explain a lot. Like the thing is probably just something that that got out when the containment system breached.
It's an alien ghost. Yeah. Okay, so when I first saw this movie, every single Republican or corporate banquet from then on, I just pictured this blonde guy in the front saying, "That is why we are in charge." Here, go ahead and hit play.
And the dominion of this power alliance. The gains have been substantial, both for ourselves and for you, the human power elite.
QAnon.
And it made me hate every person in this room, that they would sell out the human race for some transitory power, and eventually they'll be lined up against the wall by the alien power elite.
Oh yeah.
And their lives ended knowing all they've done is sucked up to the people who are killing them. I hate these people. They're quislings, they're Vichy, they're terrible. That's all.
Would you like to tell us which political party you're referring to when you make these thinly veiled statements?
Sure.
And the pizza parlor where they commit their crimes.
Totally.
That is hate pizza, and on top of that hate pizza is hate pepperoni.
Yeah, man. Tell you what,
they are they're pretty rocking in this room.
But the thing that kind of bothered me about this scene is that they just kind of walk in the back and stand and sorry guys, you do not blend in here.
They're clearly not dressed for the event, right?
Yeah. There's no way. There's no
good
way.
Old Buck. Buck doesn't give a shit.
No, he's just like,
Buck just wants to hang out.
Welcome aboard.
Oh, you guys are in the club now.
Yeah.
Welcome aboard.
Earth is our stepping stone for a
You know, you boys really should have dressed for the party. Now you can afford it.
I just love me some Buckflower, man. Love that guy. And then he gives him a tour. It's just like,
Yeah,
gives
he's absolute the worst henchman to ever have anywhere.
He
They're
is
like,
bad.
hey, let me show you where the self-destruct button is. It's kind of cool looking.
Yep.
Yeah. Go ahead and hit play.
For a change. Now they're going to let us have it good if we just help them. They're going to leave us alone. Let us make some money. You can have a little taste of that good life, too. Now, I know you want it. Hell, everybody does.
Wow, man. Just like nothing encapsulates my hatred for these people. Like good old Buck Flower. Man, that guy's amazing. So
this is where he's in a television studio and he wears the glasses. And of course, the media is full of aliens.
Of course.
They can't be trusted. Like,
that's fake
been in
news.
control this whole time.
Ugh. I tell ya.
yeah. So they're basically trying to escape the bad guys in the TV studio. The reason I want you to stop here, let's see now. Yeah, 26, 23. So there's an inordinate amount of hugging and touching between the dark-haired guy and the blonde woman, gray-haired woman on the phone. Like, it's a little weird.
Yeah.
Let me just say that. So
yeah,
and I remember that for the first time I saw it too. I'm like, why are they all over each other? That's kind of weird.
They're about to tango.
Yeah.
I love that that's in there.
Yeah, I think I just said the PKE meter is back.
Yep.
Yeah. Also, I would just like to think that the societal elite could hire better guards than what they have here. They're really bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hard to find good help.
Okay, just stop before you hit play. This, when I first saw this movie, blew me away. I absolutely felt betrayed.
See,
oh,
I figured she was evil because of her eyes.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean,
but
she has some. If Marilyn Manson had those eyes, you know how much money he would have saved on contact lenses.
Yeah,
I mean, she has some creepy animal eyes.
Yeah, but when she did that, I remember because I was pretty young when this movie came out, and I was still idealistic or whatever. But like when she killed Keith David, bam! It was just like, wow, that was the first movie death where I was like, yeah, he wasn't a really super well realized character, and you knew something was going to come like this, but it was rough, you know. Yeah, the only thing I said here is like, if you shot a satellite, it's not going to do all this sparkiness. It's just going to stop working.
That's your problem with this scene?
Well,
yeah.
The next thing you're going to tell me is that when a car gets into an accident, it doesn't explode?
But I mean, look at this ridiculous amount of, sparks and everything.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, but true to form, true to Roddy Piper and Carpenter, he's got enough energy left in his body to give him the finger before he dies.
That's how you know I'm a bad boy of wrestling.
Yeah.
Was he a bad boy?
I don't know.
I'm asking Rob.
Right?
He started off as a heel, but then later, when he got more popular, he became a good guy.
Because on the animated TV show in the 80s, he was generally portrayed, I think, in more of the heel role.
Yeah.
The animated, the stuff you guys watch.
Don't judge us, they live.
Yeah.
Why?
Oh, my favorite reveal, of course, is at the very end.
At the very end, which we can't really show. I almost marked it as well.
Well,
what, Dave?
What you miss is what's being said by the newscaster. So,
I'm
go ahead.
up with it. Filmmakers like George Romero and John Carpenter have to show some restraint. They're
I just thought it was nice that he called himself out.
Oh, I'm glad I skipped through that as quickly as I could.
Yeah, you did.
You can show this.
No, the previous frame I couldn't.
Sure.
You got to show him his reaction.
Hey, what's wrong, baby?
And that's how this masterpiece ends.
It's a great movie, though.
I enjoy this movie tremendously. It is amazing for what it is. It's super low budget. It's made by a really skilled filmmaker. It's super flawed.
Yeah.
Like that wrestling crap in the middle is really bad.
It's like, where the fuck is it from?
You know what it is? It's so many times, especially in sci-fi, you get a movie that's got a kind of cool idea and it just isn't realized very well, you know? And while this may not be a great movie, it makes good use of the cool idea, you know?
Totally.
It's fun is what this movie is.
It lives up to its potential.
Yeah,
It really does.
And you know what it doesn't do? A lot of times I feel like, and I think we've seen this in some of the movies that we've watched, that like I think you're exactly right, Rob. This has one really good sci-fi thing, and they stretch it a little too far, so it gets a little thin. I think a lesser movie would add like a second or third bit of science fiction to it, and then in the second thing never works. My favorite example of that always feels like Looper, because Looper's got the time travel thing, but then also it has telekinesis. And it's like I'm always willing to give a movie one thing. You get one freebie. I'll believe anything you tell me in your world for free. The second thing you got to earn, and this movie it does what it can with its thing, and that's respectable.
So I would say Looper also throws in the hooker with a heart of gold. It also throws in a lot of stuff. You're like, and like the drug thing, and you're like, you just pick a couple. Really, it's okay. It's a good movie. Great movie.
This is a thing that I think that I see in a lot of movies. I'm always willing to give the movie the one thing. It's the second thing you got to earn.
Much less the fourth.
Yeah. I like this one a lot. This was this was Rob's pick.
No, this is Chris's pick.
Oh, thank you, Chris.
Rob was gonna pick it though, so
it was. I had now I have two movies that are kind of back and forth. This was the third one that was definitely going to be in the rotation at some point.
Now the real question though is we got to get a real Christmas movie now, right? Whose turn is it?
Christmassy.
It's my turn.
Did you get us? did you bring us a real Christmas movie?
I have a real Christmas. This was actually kind of hard because my very first pick I was going to make you guys watch Silent Night, Deadly Night. Because when I was a kid, that movie was banned everywhere. And I spent an inordinate amount of time trying to find weird video stores that would have a copy of that movie so I could watch it.
Is that actually easily available in 2020?
Oh, sure.
Cool.
But then I thought, no, it's not a very good movie. And I thought I might make you watch Krampus instead. Because that's a newer one, and I kind of liked it.
It's a good one. I like that one.
But then I sat down and thought hard about it, and the choice was obvious. We're going to watch Rare Exports.
Yes.
A Christmas Tale.
What is that?
You are in for a treat.
You are in for a treat.
Rare Exports?
Yeah.
Rare Exports. It's a Finnish movie.
It is. The first time I saw it, I think I watched it 3 times in one weekend.
Okay.
Excellent choice. Excellent choice. I'm glad that 2 of you haven't seen it.
I've never seen it.
Me too.
I'm baffled. I have no idea what it is. It'll be a great surprise. I'm sure.
Yeah. Please don't read about it.
Yeah.
Just go and watch it.
Now I'll go in blind like I did with The Matrix.
Yeah.
Like you did with The Matrix.
No, I did. I just walked in.
All right. I am excited for this one. Let's say our farewells to Chris DeBona.
Great watching this with y'all.
Rob Roseboom.
Yeah, thanks, everyone.
Nate Ostendorp.
Obey, sleep, watch TV.
I'm Rob Commander Taco Mulder. This has been episode 547 of Geeks in Space. We'll see you on Friday, maybe, with some news.